Hello everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, we will learn about Git, version control, and most widely used commands in Git. So if you are new to the channel, please support by subscribing, and if you like watching my tutorial videos, don't forget to leave a like or comment. Now without any further delay, let's start. So what is Git? It is the most widely used system for version control. Git is a software used for tracking the changes in files. It is usually used for coordinating work among various team members who are working on different or same parts of a system which is currently under development. So what exactly is version control then? So when we create a new file, it is known as the initial version of that file. But when we update the file and upload it to Git, it will become a new version of that file. So we can check the historical updates we did on the files using Git. So that is known as version control, which is taken care by Git itself, because Git maintains the different versions of the same file. So using this, we can go back to the previous version of the file if required. Now let's see the most important Git commands. The first one is git clone. So bringing the repository which is hosted somewhere else to your local, we can use git clone command. So this is the syntax for that, git clone, and then we need to provide the link of the remote repository. Second one is git branch. So by using branches, several developers are able to work in parallel on the same project. We can use the git branch command for creating, listing, and deleting the branches. So what exactly is a branch? So suppose there is a repository already available and there are two different developers working on two different features on which will be uploaded back to that same repository. So what they can do, they can cut their own specific feature branch and complete their own feature work in their separate branches. And once the work is done, they can merge their cut off branches to the main branch again. So how can we create a new branch? So using git branch and branch name command, we can create a new branch itself. This command will create a branch locally only. So to push the new branch into remote repository, you need to use the following command, which is git push -u. Then we need to provide the remote repository and then the branch name itself. For viewing all the branches, we can use git branch command. It will list down all the branches which are available. And if we want to delete a specific branch, we can use git branch -d as an argument and then name of the branch which we want to actually delete. Next is git checkout. So to work in a branch, first you need to switch to it. So we use git checkout mostly for switching from one branch to another branch. We can also use it for checking out the files and commits as well. So the syntax for that is git checkout and name of the branch that we want to check out. There are few steps you need to follow for successfully switching between the branches. One is the changes in your current branch must be committed or stashed before you switch to the other branch. The branch you want to check out should exist on your local itself. So there is also a shortcut command that allows you to create and switch to the branch at the same time. So while doing that, you can do git checkout -v and name of the branch that you want to check out. This command creates a new branch in your local and checks out the branch as well. Next is git status. The git status command gives us all the necessary information about the current branch. We can gather information like whether the current branch is up to date, whether there is anything to commit, push or pull, whether there are files which are staged, unstaged or untracked, and also we'll come to know whether there are files created, modified or deleted. The next one is git add. So when we create, modify or delete a file, these changes will happen in our local only and won't be included in the next commit. We need to use git add command to include all those changed files into our next commit. So to add a single file, we can use git add and name of the file. And if we want to add all the changed files, then we can use git add -a. The next command which will be used after git add will be git commit. So once we reach a certain point in our development where we want to save our changes, maybe after a specific issue fix or making a code change, git commit is like setting up a checkpoint in development process which you can go back in the later stage if required. We also need to write a short message to explain what we have made or changed in the source code. So the syntax for that is git commit -m and then we need to provide a commit message as well. One important thing to notice here is that git commit saves your changes only on the local. The next command we will discuss will help us to move our locally committed changes to the remote repository as well. So next is git push command. So after committing our changes, the next thing we want to do is send our changes to the remote server. So git push uploads our commits to the remote repository, and the syntax for that is git push, then we need to provide the remote repo link and name of the branch that we want to push. If your branch is newly created, then we also need to upload the branch with the following command as well, which is git push -u origin and then branch name. One more important thing to notice here is that git push only uploads the changes that are committed. So any uncommitted changes, if there are in your local, those will not be pushed to the remote repository. The next command is git pull. The git pull command is used to get updates from the remote repository. This command is a combination of git fetch and git merge, which means that when we use git pull, it gets the updates from remote repository using git fetch and immediately applies the latest changes in our local using git merge. Syntax for that is git pull, and we need to provide the remote repo. One important thing to be noticed here as well, that this operation may cause conflict that you need to solve manually in case there are some conflicts which are available in your local changes and remote repository. The next command is git revert. Sometimes we need to undo the changes that we made. There are various ways to undo the changes locally or remotely. That depends on what we need, but we must carefully use these commands to avoid the unwanted deletions. A safer way that we can undo our commits is using git revert. To see our commit history, first we need to use git log -- one line. Then we just need to specify the hash code next to our commit that we would like to undo. Because using git log -- one line, it will list down all the commits which are available there. From there, we can find out the commit code, the hash code value for the commit, and by using git revert and that commit code, we will be able to undo that specific commit. While undoing the given commit, it will create a new commit without deleting the older one. The advantage of using git revert is that it doesn't touch the commit history. This means that you can still see all the commits in your history, even the reverted ones. Another safety measure here is that everything happens in our local system unless we push them to the remote repo. That's why git revert is safer to use and is preferred way to undo our commits. The next one is git merge. So when we are done with our development in our branch and everything works fine, the final step is merging our branch with the parent branch, that can be dev or master. This is done using git merge command. So git merge basically integrates our feature branch with all its commits back to the dev or master branch. It's important to remember that you first need to be on a specific branch that you want to merge with your feature branch. For example, when you want to merge your feature branch into dev branch, first you should switch to the dev branch using git checkout dev. Before merging, you should update your local dev branch as well using git fetch. So finally, you can merge your feature branch into dev using git merge and the name of your feature branch. One important point to be noted here, like make sure your dev branch has the latest version before you merge your branches. Otherwise, you may face conflicts or unwanted problems. These were the most widely used commands in Git. In our next session, we will see some hands-on experience where we will install Git client on our local system. Then we'll see how we can use GitHub, and also how can we cut branches from GitHub, work on the local and push it back to the main branches. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like or comment. Thank you so much for supporting. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.